Okay, so Nancy, thank you so much for hosting a party tonight. I just wanted to tell you thank you for inviting your guests to be here tonight. And I have a little thank you, a candle for you. So now what I'd like to do is go around and start by having everybody introduce yourself. And you kept a hold of a sample there. So what I want you to do is tell us how you know Nancy and what sample you picked, and then we'll pass it around so that everybody can smell your sample that you picked as your favorite. So
okay.
Let's start over here.
My name is Donna, and my scent is Oriental Spice. And I met Nancy because I was looking for a Gold Canyon candle, which my daughter had, that we couldn't find anybody that even sold it locally.
Yay! Okay, so can you tell me why you picked Oriental Spice? What is it that you like about that one?
It's not overbearing.
Great. Okay. Okay, let's move on around.
Okay,
next.
I'm Spices, and I met Miss Nancy the same way. I wanted to sell Gold Canyon candles, and they put her as to be my representative, and so that's how I.
Great. And what did you pick?
The wrong one. I thought it said cupcake. It's
but it's what?
It says cherry pie.
You liked the color of cherry pie.
I like the color.
But you like the smell of the vanilla cupcake.
Cupcake, that's good, yes. And I thought that's what I had. I messed
If
up.
only we could combine them, right?
Oh, that's
That
a
would
good
be
idea.
nice.
Okay.
Okay.
My name is Lynn. I met Nancy just tonight, actually. I came down with my wife.
Great.
And I picked French vanilla because I like the smell of vanilla.
Vanilla. And that's a good vanilla. That's a really good one. Okay, great. Well, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Kim Milius. I've been a Gold Canyon consultant for 14 years, and my story started back 14 years ago when I went to a party just like this. I was introduced to Gold Canyon for the first time and fell in love, like I hope you will do tonight. By the time I got home that night, I knew that I wanted to introduce all of my friends to these products because I love them so much, and so I was going to do a party. But within a few minutes, I realized, but I want to make the money from it too. So I thought, I'll sign up as a consultant. So it has been a great thing for me and for my family. And we've moved around the country, and I've been able to take my business with me. And I started with no kids, and now I have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and 1-year-old twins. And I'm able to have something that I can be a stay-at-home mom, but still have something to get out of the house and bring in some extra money. That's why I'm here tonight, to share Gold Canyon with you. So I do need an assistant tonight. Who's willing to help me out? It's really easy, I promise. Right here. Oh, you got picked. Okay. All you have to do is hold up some cue cards for me. And this is why. I told you, I've been doing this 14 years. And I could go on and on and on and on, but I know you're not here for a lecture, and I don't want you to be here all night. So this is going to help me get through everything I need to talk about without going on and on. Help keep me on target here. So what makes Gold Canyon different? Have any of you ever heard of Gold Canyon before?
No, I haven't.
No, brand new. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what makes Gold Canyon different. The number one thing that we're known for is our fragrance. Okay, so we are all about fragrance, and developed because our co-founders, they were frustrated. She would go to a store, buy a candle, get it home, not be able to smell it when she had it burning. Have you had that happen?
I got some sitting at the house now.
Okay, so you understand. So she went in search of being able to find something that would actually smell up the whole house when she had a candle lit, and developed her own candle. And she still tests this day. She makes sure every candle meets those high expectations of being able to do that. So that's what we are founded on, kind of. All of our larger jars also have a double wick. So have you ever had a candle that tunnels down the middle? It has that one wick, and you're left with all of this wax around it, right? Yeah, you know. Now we have 2 wicks. And what that does is it makes it burn evenly all the way down. So when you're done with this candle, you'll be able to see straight through the jar. Okay. We also have our safety wicks. Has anybody ever read the label on the bottom of a jar?
No. No.
That's usually the response I get. Every now and then somebody says yes. Every jar candle, no matter the company, is going to have a warning on the bottom that says, stop burning when there's 1/4 of an inch left to the wick.
Oh.
Nobody does it because they want to get all of that use.
All of it.
What can happen when you get down that low is that the glass can actually crack or explode. So it's very dangerous. And so Gold Canyon has put in a safety wick. So when it reaches that point, it's going to stop burning. You won't be able to burn it any longer, which is going to give you that safety precaution to keep you safe. The other safety feature that we have is our cool wax. So when you have a candle and it spills on a child who bumps into the table or whatever, the wax is not going to burn them. Wax burns can be really serious and a really bad thing, and so that is a huge safety feature, that it's a cool burning wax.
Right.
Have you heard of a paraffin dip? Where you go and you, they actually do this in spas where you have a paraffin dip to moisturize your hands or your feet.
Okay.
And they do it with paraffin wax because it's that cool wax when it's melted. So that's what we've got in here. Okay, so that's our safety features. And that's what makes Gold Canyon different. Now, one of the great things that I always want to mention is our Prayer Child Foundation, which really sets us apart too. So, and this is my second cue card. With our Prayer Child Foundation, Gold Canyon this company has a huge heart, and they knew that they wanted to give back to the community as a thank you for being able to build this business. So they have our Candles for Kids line, and they come in 3 different fragrances. We always have baby powder, which is wonderful. I'm going to pass it around so you can smell it. And so with our baby powder candle, and then we have 2 other fragrances right now. And I'm going to grab those from the other room just real quick, those samples, so you can smell them. If I can find them. Okay, so these are our 2 other samples, and
Thanks. Thank you.
so these are our 2 other samples of our Candles for Kids, and with these candles, these 3 fragrances, 100% of Gold Canyon's profits are going to go to the Prayer Child Foundation. And the Prayer Child Foundation gives grants to children in need, usually when there's some medical difficulties that are costly. And so it really helps the families out and helps make life better for children. And so my goal is to sell one of these candles at every party. So if you liked one of those fragrances, I'm going to encourage you to write that down on your list of the things that you like, and maybe purchase one of those if that's one of the ones that you like. So I also, because I'm so passionate about this, I like to give a little gift to anyone who purchases one of those tonight. So I have a little mini wick dipper that I'm going to give to anyone who purchases a Candles for Kids tonight. And I'll tell you what that's for a little bit later.
Okay.
So the other way that you can support the foundation is to add a donation to your order form, just by rounding up your order or giving, a few cents or whatever it is. It all adds up and it all makes a difference to go to the Prayer Child Foundation. Okay, let's go on to our last cue card here, which is our Candle Care. You already told me you don't read the label on the bottom of the candle, so I'm guessing that maybe a little talk on Candle Care would be helpful. One of the big things with Candle Care is that you want to make sure you keep your wicks trimmed, and it says that on the bottom as well, to about 1/4 of an inch.
Okay.
Does anybody trim their wicks?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do it? What do you use?
Oh,
Use
no,
a pair
I
of
don't.
scissors?
Oh.
Oh, you don't do
I
it?
use scissors.
You use
Okay.
scissors.
Okay.
Okay.
Scissors. Okay.
See, and I used to use scissors too, My problem is I am challenged when it comes to figuring out where exactly that 1/4 of an inch is. That's
Yeah.
the hardest thing for me.
Are there
And
angles?
sometimes, and it's angled. Exactly.
Half-sided
As you've
and
got
stuff.
those scissors down in there, it's hard to judge exactly the right length. So you might leave it a little too long, and then you're putting soot in the air,
Right.
or you might get it too short, and then it's not enough to burn the candle anymore. So we do have a wick trimmer that solves that problem for you. This wick trimmer you put flat on the surface of the candle like that and clip. So you see how it has that distance right
Yes.
there. It's going to trim it to the exact length that your wick should be.
Oh,
Sweet.
So it is really important to trim your wicks every time you burn your candle. When you're done, or I do it before I start because I want the wax to be solid when I'm trimming them. So trim those wicks, and that will keep you from having black smoke going up into the air, because nobody wants to be breathing that stuff in. Also, now how do you put your candles out?
Blow them out.
You blow it out.
Blow.
Anything else? Blow it
Blow.
out.
Just
Okay,
blow
some
really
people
hard.
say I put the lid on the jar.
Oh, I've done that
Oh,
too.
I heard
Have you done
somebody
that?
do
I
that.
used to be sneaky, and I would go, I'm going to put the lid right on the jar. I didn't blow it out, so I'm safe. Because what happens when you blow it out?
A lot of smoke.
You smell the smell of smoke.
See it too.
So you've had this beautiful smell in your house from the candle, and now your house smells like smoke. Now, if you put the lid on, you're being a little tricky, but what you're doing is you're trapping that smoke inside the jar, and you're actually tainting the smell of the wax for the next time you burn it. You're also creating soot inside that jar, which can blacken the jar and give you produce soot the next time you burn your candle. So Gold Canyon has the greatest thing ever, and you want one of these for every room in your house that you burn a candle in, so you don't have to go hunting for
Run
it.
and find out.
This is a wick dipper, and I'm going to show you how you use it. Okay, so make sure you're where you can see.
Okay.
You want to take the end there, and you're just going to push it under the wax, pull it right back up. Make sure you pull it up. Make sure you tell your husband to pull it up. Because I did have a customer one time whose husband was so proud of himself that he used the wick dipper, but he didn't pull the wicks up afterwards. And they had to go digging for him. But you can see there was absolutely no smoke when you did that.
You're right.
And it's ready to light the next time. So that is the best tool. And if you want one of those, write it down on your sheet so you don't forget tonight. Okay, so a few other tips with your candle care to keep that soot, keep from having that soot problem, is to make sure you're not burning for more than 4 hours at a time.
Right.
If you're an all-day candle burner, that's fine. Burn it for 4 hours, put it out, trim the wicks, and you're
Start
good
over
to go.
again. Okay.
Also make sure you're always on a heat-safe surface, and you're out of a draft. So you don't want a ceiling fan up above you. You don't want to have the air conditioning blowing over the top of it, because all of those things will create soot as well. And I do have a candle care card for you to take home tonight with all of the tips on it, so that you make sure you remember those when you get your candles. Okay, so that's it for my cue cards. Thank you so much for helping out. What we're going to do, I'm going to grab those. What we're going to do is I'm going to just show